welcome to episode number 3. So as you guys can see, I've changed up the background a little bit, made it a little bit more darker, a little moodier. I still want to, I think, maybe dim down the lights a little bit. The dimmer switch are on its way. I got a little stand and I was like, I can put it together. Mr. Bookie's like, are you sure? And I was like, psh, I can put it together. No problem. I know how to do this. This is like not that big of a deal. Try to put it together and apparently I can't do it. So the table's going. I have a new stand and a little bit more room. So I'm excited. It's changing. It's evolving, if you will. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this episode today. So I want to talk about parent pickup line and how you guys know, okay, school started for a lot of you guys. Some of us don't start till after September, like 5th or 6th or whatever it is. But every time school starts, on Facebook, like you have the little groups of what school you're going to, or maybe like the town that you're in, and everybody is talking crap about the parent pickup line. It's like it's a big issue, I think, with a lot of us that have kids from pre-K all the way, even up to high school. The parent pickup line, it can be chaotic and crazy, and I have some thoughts about it, and I want to spill the tea on a story for you guys. I'm spilling the tea, my first tea talk, because I have a crazy story about the parent pickup line. So you guys let me know your stories on if you have a crazy story about the parent pickup line where you're just like, this is insane. I don't know why we can't get it together with the parent pickup line, but I get like the first few days of school, it's always going to be chaotic. It's always going to be crazy. There's going to be tons of people there. People are coming in that are new, and I get that. So I have patience for that. But as we get into the school year, I'm like, okay, people, let's get it together. Like, what are we doing? So I want to talk about that because I know people are talking about it all over Facebook, all over the parent groups right now, complaining. I mean, just crazy. And I'm just like, let me grab some popcorn and read the comments, because you think like, oh gosh, I'm such a bad person, me thinking this, or I have opinion about this, or maybe I'm being too, judgy or whatever it is. And then you go read those comments and you're like, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm still the sweet Pookie girl that I am, because sometimes certain things will get to me. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's spill the tea. So let's talk about just things that just make me so mad about the parent pickup line. Now, I know that the teacher, well, it just depends. Some schools are amazing and they got it together. And the first few days, like I said, it's a little rough, but then as we get into the school year, we've got it down. We've got it together. The school is awesome. And then there are schools that just do not have it together. No matter what they do, it's just always chaotic. Everybody, the staff is fighting amongst each other. Nobody can agree on anything. The communication is just not there. And that's where it becomes very problematic with me, when nobody's talking, there's no communication, people are yelling and screaming, and I'm just like, whoa, back up. Let's have communication. Let's talk about it. We need to have some serious communication on one school. I had to pull my kid. I had to pull my kid from this particular school because they just couldn't get together. Just the lying and it was crazy. So stay tuned for that episode because I got some stuff to tell you. But the parent pickup, we all know there's a line, right? Wherever you're supposed to be parked, you want to get your car all the way up to the very front of the line. Right there where everyone can now line up behind you. Easy. Easy. But why? I'm sweet. I really am, you guys. I'm sweet. You guys know me. I'm sweet. I'm kind. But something about me being behind the wheel, I turn into like a different person. I'm very like, oh my gosh, I am that girl that's just like, are you kidding me? Like, someone will cut me off or someone will make me mad and I'll just be like, I'm gonna get out of the car. And I'm just like, I know I would never do it, but you always talk like you're just talking, you know, you're talking bad. You're letting out your emotions in the car, safely in the car with you. And that's how I am. I'm just like, oh my God, no, she didn't. Oh, heck no, you better. You know, I'll have conversations in my car about just horrible drivers. Well, the parent pickup line is pretty much the same thing, because I get so angry when a parent will come and they'll just park. They'll just park right there. And I'm like, you've got 5, 6, 7 car lengths that you need to go. So now you're kind of making me mad, because now the people behind me have to, or, you know, and behind you now have to make it longer. And now you, because you didn't want to pull up to the side, like the beginning of the line, now you have cars all the way out in the middle of the street. You're like, traffic is a hot mess. Now everybody's like getting angry. This particular drop off it's not really a drop off. It has a parent pickup line drop off. I would tell you, drop off line, easy. I've never had any issue really with drop off lines. It goes smoothly. I don't know why it goes smoothly, but then when you pick up your kid, everybody turns into a different person. I don't get it. But this particular one, you have a little circle, kind of like a half circle, I guess. And then you go and you park. Well, then they make you go into this like little line where other parents are parking to pick up their kids early. So what happens is, if you park in that area, which they want you to because they yell and scream at you if you don't, you have to go in this little line. Well, the parents that are picking up their kids early, they can't back out because your car's right here. So it's a little tiny one-way little road that they have parking, and they want you to park behind the parked cars that are coming and going to the school. I just think that is crazy. And so now, for the people that don't park at the beginning of the line, we're backed up. Parents are yelling and screaming at us to move our cars. We can't move because now we're in a line, and the line's all the way down the road, past the stop signs, it's like clogging up this whole intersection, this whole like road. And it becomes so chaotic and so crazy, and it's like, it drives me crazy. So pet peeve number 1, like, why? Is this your pet peeve too? Let me know your pet peeves. But I get so angry because I'm just like, courtesy. Where is the courtesy? Common sense. Where's just like, where is it? They'll just park wherever they want to park, and they won't follow the rules and go in lines. And another thing that kind of gets me is that if we are in the line and your kid gets picked up and you're able to get out of the line and move, if you're behind that person, just move up. But people don't move up. They just sit and stay. And so I'm like, now you've got all this room where all these cars can move up and get out of traffic. And you don't care. Like you could not be bothered. Why? It gets me so mad. And there's not a lot of things that get me so mad. You guys know, like, I'm easygoing, happy-go-lucky, whatever. It is what it is. But something about the dang parent pickup line and people not paying attention and following the rules so it can go smoothly for the rest of us. Why do you have to be the not-so-good person and make it, like, impossible for the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like, anybody feel me with this? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Comment down below. I'm curious to see like how you guys feel about it, but I get so mad. And I'm trying to be like, don't be upset. Don't be upset. It's fine. It's fine. But then you have parents screaming and yelling. It's like a fight. It is a fight with this particular school. Now, I've been to several different schools with my kids, and we've had drop off and pick up, and it's been great. But this particular school, I want to rip my hair out because it's just, logic is just gone out I don't know. It's just, they make me mad. And then another one, you know, if things are going nice and easy and everybody's following the rules, you roll down your window. This is kind of the time where parents will, you know, get on social media. Okay, I'm back. I had to take that phone call, super important phone call. So I've been trying to get a hold of certain people, and I'm like, I need to take this phone call. So, okay, so another thing is like what I was saying is we park, and maybe we scroll social media, or maybe we just read a book, or we work, or whatever. It's kind of like us time to do stuff. And what gets me so mad is someone will come and they will roll down their windows and they will be blaring music. I don't blare your music. Like, do you? Like, I don't care, but like, some will just be so loud that it'll make your chest like vibrate, and I can see all of us being like, what courtesy? Like, we're all sitting here, we're all working on computers, maybe we're reading a book, maybe this is like our only me time of the whole day where we can just sit, relax, answer emails, do whatever we need to do, and you're just like blaring music in the back so loud. Like, play your music, like, I don't care. But when you're blaring your music so loud that it's just like, I can feel it in my chest, I'm like, what is up with that? Why do we do that? People, we need to stop doing that. That's like so rude. So that's like another thing that just kind of gets me. Pretty much those are like my only two kind of like issues with parent pickup and stuff like that. I just wish more people would be more nice. So that's mine. You guys comment down below what your pet peeve is for parent pickup lines. Do you have a horror story? Like, just like a crazy story from your parent pickup line experience that you just couldn't believe? Let me know down below. But here is mine. So I just pulled my kid from this school. I have been having trouble with the school for quite some time, and I was like, you know what, it's fine, let's just keep going, and there's so much I can take, and then I just like, we're done. So we have certain pickup lines definitely have rules. So they're not going to open up the little gates until a certain time, right? Which is perfectly fine. I understand that schools don't want their parents come like an hour before, because some like get there really, really early. So I get it. Whatever. It's fine. Don't get here at a certain time. They will lock the whole gates, or they'll put strips of like cones or whatever they do. And so you're not allowed to go in until those are removed at a certain time. Well, I get it. Cool. No big deal. The thing I have problems with is that they want you to go, like I told you, in this little tiny one-way road, and then parents are parking to pick up their kids early in this one-way road. So you're like this, and then you have to wait until they open up the gates, and then you can go through. Well, those parents get really upset and yell and scream at you because you're blocking their way, but the school's like, well, that's just how it is. And I just think we need a better system. Or we should just take that parking lot altogether. It's like barely anything. I think it's like 6 or 7 cars that can go in this like one-way little parking lot. Clear it out and then make them park, over across the street. or something, because it's just not working. And there's been so many like fights and like parents will get out of the car and scream at each other, and I'm like, I'm not, now you're putting, the school's putting the parents against each other, and I don't like that. And I know how frustrating it could be when I'm there and I'm waiting for them to open up the gates and you're trying to back out and you can't. So this particular day, it was exactly like 2:30. That's when they open up the gates. It's like, okay, cool, 2:30. So it was 2:30 and I was like, okay, they're going to open up the gates any second. They're just maybe running behind, whatever, not a big deal. So instead of going all the way over on that one lane, because I can see parents coming and going and picking up their kids, I'm not going to be, the bad person. So I'm just going to park right here next to the little gate, and there's plenty of room to get through, and there's plenty of room to have cars behind me wait. I'm just not going to do that. I'm like, I don't want to, no. And now they're like a few minutes late, and I'm like, okay. So now I'm seeing cars behind me. They're like, oh, she's got the right idea. I'll just park behind her because they're going to open up any second. So I see a guy come out and I'm like, perfect. So I'm like, we're going to go. Not a big deal. And everybody else was like, yeah, we're going to park behind me. Some were parking behind, in that little one-way road. So now at this time, you've got like 10, 15 cars waiting, right? Some behind me, some, because now they're in the middle of traffic. They have to go on that little one-way road. He comes to me and he's like, excuse me, you're going to have to move. And I'm like, what? He's like, you're going to have to move and go to that line. And I was like, well, we should be opening right now. It's past 2:30. So I thought you were going to move the line, you're going to move the barrier so we all can get in and park where we need to park and wait for our kiddos. And he's like, we've never done that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, this guy's new, all right? So I'm giving him every out that he can possibly, I'm giving him out. So I'm like, oh, I go, well, no, I've been going to the school for quite a while now, picking up my kids. This isn't my first rodeo. This is my last kiddo, and this is how it's always worked. And he goes, no, it hasn't. And he started fighting with me. And I'm like, I said, every day they open it up at 2:30 and us parents go, we park and we wait. No, that's never happened ever, he tells me. And he starts to get a little attitude with me. And then I'm like, I go, well, maybe you're new here. Maybe you don't because this is how it is. And then he started getting even angry back. And at this point, I'm trying to be super, super kind, polite, but it doesn't matter what I'm going to say. I'm going to make him mad because I'm telling him that he's wrong and he doesn't like that. And so he's yelling at me, you need to move now. And I'm like, I'm not going to move because now there's cars behind me. There's cars there. And now you have parents yelling at each other like they always do to move those cars. I'm not going to be parking over there when it's time to open up the gate and let us all through. And now there's people behind me. And he's like, this has never happened ever. We do not do it. School ends at this certain time and that's when we do it. And I said, absolutely not. You're wrong. Now maybe this is where I shouldn't have said that, but I'm like, you're yelling and screaming at me and you're like hovering over my car and just like pointing at me and telling me I'm wrong and just very aggressive. And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, be calm, Lisa, be calm. So I was like, no, and so we kept fighting back and forth. And this time he's just being louder and louder and louder. Everybody and their brother's looking at me now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I look like, the bad one. And all I'm just being truthful and telling the truth. So finally someone comes out and removes it. And I said, oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hey, it must be a misunderstanding. No harm, no foul. Thank you so much. And I go about my way. Now everybody else is following me in and everyone's like, what the heck is that? I roll up my windows and I start, to read a book. And I want to say like 5 minutes go by and I'm reading my book and I can see he brought a friend with him, another like aide or something. And they're right at my door. And I have the windows up and I'm like, and she looks mad. Like she's going to yell and scream at me for what? For what? What did I do? Told the truth. So I'm reading my book and they're just like, and just staring at me in the car. And I'm like I said, I've had trouble with this school before with lying. That's one thing I don't like. Like, I get everybody has bad days, and my daughter is a teacher. Like, I get it, and I have really, really good friends that are teachers. So I get it. Everybody has bad days. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. No big deal. Maybe you didn't know. Whatever. I'm just going to give you grace. It doesn't even matter. I'm not mad about it. The problem solved. It's fine. Not a big thing. Not a big deal to me. It really isn't. But when you're at the door and you're just looking at me and I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I'm going to have to roll down my window. I should have not. I should have just let them stare at me and just ignored them. But I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I rolled down my window and I was like, hi, how can I help you? And she's like, just so you know. And she's screaming at me. And I was like, whoa. And she was just da-da-da-da-da, just screaming at me to the top of her lungs. And I'm like, this does not look good. You guys are so disrespectful. I mean, class is not there. And you're yelling at me when I was in the right. I was like, well, are you done now? And she's just yelling. And I was like, for your information, this is what he said. He said he flat out lied to me. And he said, never, ever have we ever let parents in. We never let parents in. We only let parents in at the end of the school day when the bell, there's never been a pickup line. So I'm mad that he lied to me. Just full lied. And then for your information, I was there right when you guys should have always opened up the gate and you didn't. And you were late, which is fine. I don't mind. People are late. People have bad days, whatever. But now you're coming to me, yelling and screaming at me. And I was trying to be super kind, but it didn't matter. Because the more kind I was, the more mad she got. And she started yelling and screaming. And I was like, this lady's going to hit me. I felt like she was just I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to hit me. I feel like if we weren't on school property, she probably would have. That's how mad she was. And sorry that I made your little, your coworker, your friend, obviously he was upset that I was telling him, he was wrong. He didn't like that. And so he had to go complain to her. And then I don't even think he told her maybe the full story or whatever he told her. But man, she came after me and everybody was staring and it was like, are you freaking kidding me? And so she goes, just so you know. And so then I was like, I can take a lot and I'm kind and sweet and I'm just like, whatever. But I was like, just so you know, I'll be here every day waiting. And if this isn't open, I'm going to complain. And then she's like, whatever. And I said, whatever. And rolled up the window. You guys, I was shaking so bad. I had to call my best friend. I was like, you're never going to believe this. Because it was yelling and screaming at me once with everybody watching. And then coming back to my car, staring me down so that I would roll my window and being super aggressive and yelling and screaming at me for no reason. I'm like, this school, and I've had problems. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I was trying to be kind and sweet and be like, hey, it's fine. But you lie to me straight to my face. You've done it multiple times where they will just completely lie to your face. And you know that they're lying to you. but they will just completely lie. And it's like, So that is my horror story of the pickup line. I have never in my life had that happen before. Like, everything's always been kind of good. There's been like rough days and whatever days, but that one broke the camel's back. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with these people. I'm not dealing with this. So let me know, do you guys have a story on your parent pickup line where they're like, I'm telling you, this school people will not like physically fight, but they'll be yelling matches in the parking lot. It just, the school cannot get it together. And the staff is just, not all the staff. I love some of the staff. So it's not all the staff. But there are some people, man, they shouldn't be working at the school, in my opinion, if they're going to have anger issues like that. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it's me. And you guys know me. If you watch me for a very long time, I'm not aggressive. I'm very low-key, happy-go-lucky. It's fine, not a big deal. So I thank goodness she got me instead of someone that's not patient, because that could have been bad. That could have been bad. So she's lucky that she got me and not somebody that's like, really aggressive, because that's just, oh my gosh, yeah, I was shaky. My friend talked me down. I was like almost in tears. I really was, because I was like, I'm just speaking truth and telling you what's up, and you're yelling at me and screaming at me, and I'm like, I promise I'm not lying, and everybody behind me, this is what we do every day. I'm here every day. So do you guys have a story? Let me know down in the comment section. Let me know your pet peeves. Let me know your story. Get it all out. Let's get it all out. And because let me tell you, school's starting, and hopefully this year everybody has a good experience with parent pickup line, but I feel like there's always something. Someone always has a story or a pet peeve or something. It's just one of the things you have to deal with when you are a parent. But I don't necessarily blame, I don't know, this school's kind of, but for the most part, it goes good. People have bad days. I completely understand, like, whatever, but oh gosh, this one made me a little mad. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Unapologetically Pookie. I so much appreciate it. And spill the tea. What is your story and what are your pet peeves? Until next time. Bye.